Hey everybody, it's the Incendiary here. Just taking a look at Tom Clancy's The Division. This is going to be the first episode of my Let's Play and Discuss series. I'm going to talk a little bit about the games that I like to play, obviously play them, but at the same time I want to kind of talk in depth about the different games that I have here to play and kind of give you more of an understanding of the games as opposed to just having somebody sit there and play the game in front of you and not really be sure what's exactly about to happen. So I'm going to take kind of a different approach than some Let's Players. I'm not going to pretend like I don't know what's going to happen because, you know, I watch a lot of Let's Plays and people have beaten the game about 50 times and they're not really sure what's going to happen next, even though they obviously do know. So I'm not going to take that type of approach. I'm going to talk about the game straight and not really spoil anything, but we'll play through it, but I won't be oblivious to what actually happens. So right now, this is my first broadcast, as I said. I'm broadcasting from the Twitch app on Xbox One. Just trying it out for the first time. Due to the configuration of how everything's set up for me right now, I don't really have a capture device that's ready to go, per se. So I'm trying this out and seeing if the archived broadcast is gonna look good once I export it to YouTube, and we'll try to figure that out at a different time. If something's not working, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the recording later on and see if I can adjust anything that is adjustable as far as the setup that I have. So we're playing Tom Clancy's The Division. It's a game that I've been playing since it came out in the beginning of March. So it's been out for about a month, and we're expecting a new patch to come out pretty soon. They just announced some things about that patch a day or two ago. I'm not going to really get into patch notes yet. I do plan on doing another episode where I talk kind of about what the different parts of this game are and what my personal experience is with it. That'll be, you know, it's separate, kind of episode 0, if you will. I haven't decided on what I'm going to name everything yet, but let's get right into it. So today we're going to take a look at the very first mission in the game, outside of the tutorial type mission where you start in a different part of New York City. So essentially the idea with Tom Clancy's The Division is that you're a special agent that's been called in to New York. There's been an outbreak of some kind of disease. People are sick and dying, and all hell is kind of broken loose. So the government has activated these special agents that are going to come in and clean up the city. So our very first foray into cleaning up the city, if as it were, is going to be at Madison Square Garden, right there in downtown Manhattan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replay this mission. Obviously I've beaten the entire game so far, but I'm going to replay it on the hard difficulty, so we'll get to hear all the different sights and sounds of everything that happens in this first mission. So here we go, we're going to replay it on hard, and there's going to be a mission intro.
We've got a rioter takeover at Madison Square Garden. The JTF and Sarah were using the site as a field hospital, but armed hostiles swarmed in. Now they've got the med staff as hostages. We need them, especially Jessica Candle, the virologist who is running the place. Find her, send her to the base, and clean up what's left.
Alright, so there we go. So we're going to start it on hard. That was our commanding officer talking to us, who is located in the base of operations, which is actually that orange square that you see to the left. That's the post office. We'll get there eventually, but let's try this mission. Here we go. So I've set the mission to hard, and I'm just going to back out of my map. And you see that the mission is now active, and these guys are going to let me in the door.
We've got a lot of hostiles inside, agents. They're holding Dr. Candle and her staff. We need those personnel back at the base so we can get the medical wing functional.
Alright, so I'm not really going to take my time through this, being as though I have beaten this mission many, many times. What I am going to do, though, is talk a little bit about the game itself and some of the weapons that I'm running right now. So right now, I'm using a Vector, which many people believe is one of the best weapons in the game, as well as an AK-74. So I'm just going to go ahead and engage these enemies here, take some cover. And you'll notice that my skills down below my my character, I'm using a pulse, which is going to let me send out a beacon to see where the enemies are, and I get increased damage and critical hit damage against those enemies that do get pulsed. On the right side here is my sticky bomb, which I can use to throw out and explode on some enemies and make them bleed and do additional damage over time. And in the middle is my signature skill, which is called the Tactical Link. There are 3 of those that you can choose between. That one's going to allow me to put down more damage at a time. So you know what? I'll go ahead and demonstrate that as I rush this character. So I've just enabled that signature skill, and you notice that he goes down pretty darn easily.
I might be able to find Candle's location.
Alright, so now we're going to have to hack a computer system now that we've secured the lobby. So take a look at some of the detail that's in this game. I am very impressed with the detail that Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment put into this game. Being from the New York area myself, I can say that, you know, they kind of got it right.
Patched in. Let's see what I can find. Can you see the CCTV feed? Looks like Candle and her staff are being forced to treat their wounded. That's the only reason they're still alive.
Alright. So we're trying to rescue Dr. Candle, and if this is the first time you've gone through the mission, you at this point will not have anything in your base of operations that you can actually use. Let me go ahead and restock right here. But she will be...
It looks like they've got people upstairs, in a restaurant.
She will be the first person that kind of inhabits your
There's a lot of
base.
these guys, but if you use cover, you should be able to pick them off without making yourself a target.
So now we're in Madison Square Garden, set up for a basketball game here. What I was saying is Dr. Candle is the person who inhabits the medical wing of your base, and she's really the first person that you get. And by building your base in this game, at least in the beginning parts of it, you're able to add different pieces to it. Examples are the ability to buy higher weapons, the ability to scavenge materials, the ability to get crafting materials for the crafting system in the game, things like that. And as you go through, obviously there are different perks and things that you unlock over time to make your character a little bit more powerful. And in addition to that, there's obviously achievements and trophies if you're on another version, PlayStation 4, associated with that too. So we're going to go ahead and clear out this area. And let's see what happens. So they detected me, and I'm just going to go ahead and destroy these guys real quick. Let me run out of the way of this nade. So I'm not a huge fan of the Vector yet. It does really... The way I've kind of spec'd it, I do get quite a bit of critical hit damage. Obviously, I'm not geared the highest out of anybody in the game, but... there are a lot of people in the Dark Zone, the PvP area, that still destroy me. So I'm working, you know, kind of trying to find one piece of gear every day that's going to make me, you know, a little bit more geared up and a little bit better at the game. As far as me being able to kill some people. Alright, so we're almost clear. They're going to be coming through that door on our left. My skills are still on cooldown, but that's not really a big deal. Alright, so we're just going to run through this part.
Candle and her staff are still upstairs, stashed in the kitchen at Kobe's.
So we're going to head into this elevator.
That they've really trashed the place. It would have broken my dad's heart to see it go to hell like this. We used to watch games there together.
There we go. So they're talking about...
I think it's better my folks didn't live to see any of this. But then I think about all the people doing their best to keep going. That's who we do this for, Agent. Go get them.
Talking about Madison Square Garden, obviously, because that's where we are. It's a little bit rearranged based on the fact that there's a crazy epidemic going on, but here we go. So off to the left, there is a locked door here. I'm going to take a look inside it. I know that I've already unlocked that chest. I'm pretty sure that they don't come back as far as in your own open world.
Morning. Exit.
To get to Kobe's, you'll have to pass by some contaminated areas. There used to be plenty of sick people being treated there before they got shot. So be careful.
So what you saw is that this lit up a little bit at first. I don't know if that's, you know, a strange graphical glitch or something that happens, but I have opened that crate previously, so I'm not going to be able to get anything out of there as far as loot is concerned. But let's move on. So at this point we're about halfway through the mission. It's a very simple, early, easy mission. Kind of you run the ropes as far as the cover system and using your skills and things like that. You know, at the level I'm at, I could probably run through this in about 8 to 10 minutes at the very most. But it's the first time you run through it, it's about a 20-minute mission, I would say, something like that, maybe a little bit more, because the enemies that you're facing right here are just about as leveled as you are. And actually, I believe that that is Dr. Candle right there. That's the lady that we're trying to protect and or save. So she's not going to move up or anything. It's not like an escort mission or anything like that. we're going to have one group of enemies come out of this door here, and one group come out of that door. And this one always comes first. I'm going to use my sticky bomb on them and try to clean them up once they take a little bit of damage. Alright, they're down. The next one's going to come through that door now. I'm going to throw a grenade on the ground, and hopefully they run into it. They didn't move up nearly as much as I wanted them to right there, but that's okay.
The escort party's taking heavy fire from the roof. They can't move until you get up there and take down that gunner.
Alright. So
We're pinned down. There's no way we'll make it across alive unless someone can get up there and take out the big guns.
All yours, Agent.
So the idea is that we've cleared the whole building. You can see below us, we're actually above the stadium right now. Got the big scoreboard there. No point to this middle walkway here, but I guess they're trying to recreate what it actually looks like in MSG, and you know, they got pretty close. We've got to clear out the roof. There is a boss at the end, as is the case with most of the missions in this game. So we're just going to head out here. We're going to restock.
We have an agent on the roof. Has Candle made it to your position?
Affirmative. She and her staff just arrived. As soon as the hostiles on the roof are gone, we'll get her across safely.
So you notice on the right it says a no respawn zone right there. Up until this point in the mission, if I took enough damage and was able to go down, or die, so to speak, this game has kind of a go down but not out type of thing, Gears of War style, early Gears of War. But obviously if I'm by myself, there's nobody that can revive me. Otherwise I'd be able to be revived by anybody else that was on my team as a co-op partner. But I'm not playing with anybody in my group right now, and that's not a problem. So these guys are in a police chopper. They're going to try to... I'm not actually sure what they do, because I think they leave once they kill the boss, and they're not firing at the boss, so I don't understand the point of that. The boss there is shooting at it. Oh, I guess it crashes? That's news to me. I don't know. You never see that chopper again. Spoilers. Not that it's a big deal. He actually just runs away. I guess he takes too much damage. So back to the no respawn thing. Up until basically the end of most of the missions, you're able to respawn as many times as you need to. If you go down but not out and get killed, or if you're by yourself and go down but not out. There are some ways that you can get revived by teammates and by some different skills that you have in the game. But as far as where I am right now, I really don't have that option, considering I'm playing by myself. I'm using cover a little bit more than I normally would. That's the boss right there. But right now I'm not able to respawn because this is the section with the boss, so they kind of throw it on you right here. If I did die, I would have to restart this whole section from when I first came out of that that ladder all the way up to the roof, and I restock at the supply crate. So I would have to redo that whole thing. The boss has moved over there now. I'm not really worried about him. But I'm not going to die here, so that's not a problem. Alright, so do we pour it on this guy? Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So I'm going to start with my pulse. I'm going to use a sticky bomb. And I'm going to use my tactical link, which makes me put down more damage. And he's dead.
Got the medics safely across. Candle and all staff accounted for. No casualties.
We're off to a good start, agents. Wish I could have had your back out there, but I think we make a hell of a team anyway. When you get back to the base, we'll talk to Candle, and we'll see what she can do for us.
Alright, so there you have it. So the boss is down, and you should notice that I picked up some currency there. Those are Phoenix credits, which are the highest tier money currency, so to speak, in this game that you can get. They're going to help you buy really high-end weapons. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. In addition to that, you know, most of the people in the mission really didn't drop much loot, but you'll see that there's a blue piece of either gear or a weapon over there. These are superior weapons, which are purple. They're not as high as some of the things I do have, but I'm going to take them anyway and end up either selling them or breaking them down to their the parts that you can deconstruct them to craft more items later on. So essentially, outside of us leaving the mission area, there's really not much here in this mission more to do. I'm just going to fast rope down here and come down to the base of the tower here, if I can figure out where I am. Yeah, that's pretty much the first mission in the game. Pretty simple. It was featured in the multiplayer beta, both the closed beta and the open beta that they did. I believe it was mid and late February, like the second week of February was the closed, or the first week in February was the closed beta, and third week in February or something like that was the open beta. And there we go. So once we leave, we're going to be right back where we started. And that's all we have. So if that was a little bit more of insight into the game than normal Let's Plays would be, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, appreciate any support that you have. Any suggestions for me, you can leave them in the comments below. Appreciate a like, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, so if you want to subscribe to the channel, that's always an option. It's always there for you to do. I'm not going to be one of those people that begs for it. I'm going to try to create as much quality content as I can, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching, and check us out next time. I'm going to run through the second mission in the game. So I'll see you then.